Hi everyone, it's me. I'd like to welcome all of the freezer section competition, introduce you to the new, the up and coming, what's happening, me. Have a seat. Hot tea, just for you. Alright, let's get all the good stuff out of the way. Content Display and Business Protection Agreement. This document is intended as a simple, plain language agreement template for visual presentation. The creator retains full ownership rights and control of all recipes, products, business ideas, videos, branding, and materials displayed publicly or on social media platforms. Terms. All content, demonstrations, and presentations are intellectual property of myself. Viewing this content does not grant any permission to copy, reproduce, sell, or distribute without written consent or a contract. Any partnerships or collaborations require a separate written agreement. Unauthorized use may result in removal requests or legal action where applicable. This presentation serves as documented proof of original creation of ownership. The creator may use this document as a visible, signable declaration of rights during live or recorded broadcast. Non-disclosure requests before sharing proprietary details. Partnership proposals welcomed by written contract only. We're going to talk about my re-entry employment program, which comes with the concept. Food, edible product development included. I'm going to go ahead and sign. Today's date is the 7th. This is a good one. Stay tuned, y'all. This is a real good one. Business name. All right. We're almost done. Business expansion options and community impact plan. Top 5 companies, partner categories that I'm approaching are the plant-based food brands or frozen meal manufacturers, natural grocery stores and co-ops, cannabis licensed edible or infused food producers where legal, community reentry workforce programs, packaging and cold chain freezer distributors. These are my verbal hashtags. Hashtag plant-based power, hashtag second chance jobs, hashtag reentry works, hashtag community kitchen, hashtag inclusive business, hashtag from seed to success, hashtag freezer ready, hashtag hemp protein, hashtag natural color, hashtag your ideas. Reentry job creation model, kitchen prep with food production training, packaging and labeling roles, delivery and cold storage handling, urban gardening or seed processing, certification pathways for culinary and food safety skills. I'm all about delegation, so, all these ideas that I have, we can delegate it. There's enough jobs for everybody, okay? I have a bigger picture to all this anyways. These are just to fuel the big purpose that I have of mine. Edible freezer section concept. We're legally permitted. Don't go anywhere because I got a big presentation, y'all. Edible freezer section concept, we're legally permitted. Develop plant-based frozen foods such as empanadas or meal packets during hemp protein and natural annatto colors in jurisdictions where cannabis is legal. Partner with only with licensed facilities to create compliant infused edible versions. Clearly labeled, follow all regulations, and keep products separate from standard foods. Right in the middle. That's what I want to be, right in the middle. With my rainbow coloring. Okay? For the LGBTVDs. CBDVDs. Alright, signature and date 2/7/26. Alright. Let's get started. We have my great-grandmother here, my grandmother Mary, who inspired this whole entire line. I let her work through me in order to come up with this beautiful concept, okay? Let's change the world. Maybe not the world. There's always got to be a thought. That's how you know it's not AI generated, okay? I'm going to take your cup of tea. Let's get started. Thank you for watching. Product number 1. These are 3 sauces that I inspired myself. These sauces go along with a 4 recipe that I presented yesterday for ravioli. I said it was ravioli, but it really wasn't ravioli. I was just throwing everybody off. But there's cauliflower ground beef idea. Let's just go through it real quick. So each one is going to have 4 things to it. These are my sauces for my empanada / pot stickers. And throughout the week, I'm going to go ahead and present everything on a more cooked. So if you want to, before you contact me, you can see everything via on a plate, okay? We have a bruschetta a la intention. Empanada, it can be a pot sticker, it can be steamed, fried, however you want to do it, okay? All vegan, vegetarian, holistic, okay? We have a guacamole ole, which is Southwest guacamole. It can also, the mixture can be put in a Southwest egg roll, a Southwest spring roll. It actually can even be used in sushi too if you would want to, but that's just how they're made, okay? I have a cancer and fertility wonton / empanada. These are made with really good intentions. They have soursop in them, sweet potato, coconut, flax, thyme, chamomile, nutmeg, cinnamon, and cloves. My mouth is watering. And then my last one is the cauliflower ground beef alternative. Okay, and that's just cauliflower, cilantro, apple cider vinegar, salt, annatto seed, bay leaf, and paprika. Okay? Like I said, I'm gonna cook all this stuff on the plate, so before you make a decision on if you think my brand, because I'm not gonna be that type of way, but I would just like you to see before you decide, okay? Moving on. Next, we're gonna step into our ground beef alternatives. There's 2 here. There's an Italian version and a Spanish version for spaghetti sauces or blah, 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 whatever. Tacos, whatever. They come like this. They're actually frozen, so think about it in that little container, okay? They look like actual ground beef, okay? But it's cauliflower. We can do broccoli, we can do really whatever, okay? But they'll come in the pack. You know how they come in the pack. Boom, cook it for your family, put them in empanadas, put them in whatever you want. Eggs, blah, 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 blah. All these recipes, I already licensed them with that contract, so don't be trying to steal my stuff. You guys can cook it at home, which I've already showed you what I made yesterday. Just connect the dots, okay? With that being said, I also would like to incorporate a way so people can eat better with their soups. You know, they're putting these spices that are not, they're all salt and processed and this and whatever. Well, these are soup starters. You take one, you put it in your soup, you know, with your lentils, your green beans, your ground beef, you know, your ground beef alternative. So one's gonna be like almost like a chickenish flavor. So think about all the stuff that goes into like Thanksgiving. And then the other one's gonna be more of a beefy flavor, but it's not beef. They're all plant-based, but I would take 2 or 3, it's one per person in your family. So if you got a family of 4, you'd put 4 of these in there, and you would mix that with whatever you, instead of putting the salts and the it's all natural, all vegan, all vegetarian, and holistic, okay? Moving on. Don't change that dial! Alright, so next we have our dumpling slash pot stickers. They can be Asian inspired, whatever, hemp seed, whatever anybody's going through, whatever, of course, the people that have done this the longest, you know, you guys are the business people. I'm just a talent. But the same thing. I have the Southwest guacamole stuffed wontons or pot stickers, or you can fry them. They can be whatever. Okay, and later on in the week, I'm going to present them as on a dish and how they're prepared, and I'll even like cut them open so you guys can see what they look like and what they taste like. Okay. We have the sweet potato ones, the cancer fertility ones, and everything with intention. We're not going to say we have a cure for anything, but any way to help everybody with what they're going through. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying that, I'm not trying to use propaganda. I'm using, you know, what it is. Like trying to keep it real with everybody versus all this stuff that they're trying to do through these commercialized apps. You know what they're doing. Targeting you guys to go eat McDonald's. No, we're gonna go to the freezer section right in the middle with the rainbow section. Yeah, our friend that does the 7 a.m. Aligned Enlightenment show on Facebook every single day. Watch my show in the morning, y'all. It's good stuff. We're getting the rainbow freezer stuff. Okay. LGBT. The next one is the cauliflower one, cauliflower substitute. And then we have the bruschetta spinach one, okay? And the sauces that go along with them. Dun, 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 dun. Last but not least, this is my favorite part. This is the biggest deal out of all of them. Let me scoot you closer. Again, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. Alright, now we're going to hit a grand slam with this one. Here we have my 2 signature sauces, which I talked about last week, along with the bruschetta meatballs that I talked about with spinach, the Southwest guacamole meatballs, and the cancer fertility meatballs. Alright? To take it one step further for prepared frozen, we can also do a each one of my 4 flavors is in here. You have your cauliflower, you have your guacamole, Southwest guacamole, you have your spinach ones here, and then the sweet potato ones. Okay, so I have 4 flavors currently. All right. And throughout the week, like I said. Isn't he cute? He's a love one. He holds mistletoe. I'm manifesting real love right now, y'all. And then, take to a fine dining standpoint, black truffle. It can be seasonal, it can be whatever. With that being said, I manifest this goes to all the right people, okay? I have so many more ideas than just these ones. This is just what my energy allowed me to do. And I think I'm really onto something. And I'm really easy to work with. So, I manifest this goes to all the right people. Because I plan on doing some really, really, really great things. I want to change the world. Ciao.